Hi all. Today I'm going to take a presentation on data privacy, ethics and governance in the healthcare sector. So here we're going to discuss about PharmaCure Research Center, which is an MNC and having 25 over branches all over the world. So let's first discuss on the missions and visions of this particular organizations. So what they will do, what are their major missions? They will collect various infectious lung diseases details all over the world. Once they find out these details, they will try to contrive the medicines for these particular related diseases. After that, they are associating with various doctors and the healthcare centers about the treatment for various type of lung diseases and delivering these medicines to them. And after that, they are providing adequate training to the future researchers. Also, they are communicating with various NGOs to get financial assistance for financially challenged people. Also, they are implementing the technologies like IT and the artificial intelligence in their domain in order to get so much of new innovations. So in this domain, what are all the major data stored in this domain? So here we can see different type of data, just like the clinical data, which is entered into a web form, and all these web form data has been transferred into an ERP system. And after that, PC Research Center is a MNC. All the employee details will be saved in the database. Also, the clinical support systems having the data just like a blood pressure or the sugar level of the patient has been also saved in this storage system. And various medical center contact details, because PC Research Center having the communication with various medical centers, so they maintain the contact details. Also, the patients who is visiting the emergency unit, they will keep their details also. Apart from that, they are having mobile health apps which various people are accessing all over the world. They are collecting the data through these mobile app and store in the backend. Also, there are so many medical journals and news article about PC's Research Center in certain social media and all these research papers and everything. These data also, they are storing this data. So here I have created a data inventory map for PC Research Center. So here we can see that the type of data collected, and just like the name, date of birth, the perm addresses, the contact number, the IC number, etc. Like all these data has been collected. And when they are collecting this data from the patient, they are having signing and consent form and also informing that to which department they're gonna transfer the data. Importance of data security in healthcare. What are all the major reasons that data security is important? We have four major reasons over here. First thing is building the trust of the patients or the people who are visiting in the healthcare domain or PC Research Center. Also, the patients are sharing very highly sensitive personal information to this domain. It should be secured in it should be saved and secured in a highly protective manner. And third one, the data breach consequences will be highly bad if the data has not been saved properly. The fourth one is the security regulations and compliance is a very important thing in any of the domain, even healthcare domain also. If compromise of this particular thing, the security regulation and compliance will lead to a huge data breach. So what are all the major issues the domain, the healthcare domain is facing? So we have five major issues we are facing in the healthcare domain. So the first one is privacy and confidentiality of the patient has been in a difficulty, because if the data has not been stored properly, they are facing data threat in this domain. Second one is the transmission of disease. So the patient has to share the proper details of their diseases to the doctor or to the physician so that they can prescribe the method of the treatment. If they are not sharing it in a proper way, it should lead to many difficult hazards. And the third one is usage of medicine. Since it is a research center, they are handling with a lot of different types of medicines. It should be handled in a very safe and secure way. If not, it leads to so many complicated situations. And the fourth one is misconduct. So each and every organization in the world, the employees will have a code of conduct. So if they are not following it, it leads to so many complications within the organization. End of life issues. So this will be always related to patients who is having life-threatening diseases having, and the hospital people has to take certain decision on their end of life time. If not, it will lead to medical legal issues. Okay, so here we are implementing the three ethical practices, which is we are practicing actually the Mercola Center's ethical toolkit. We are following Mercola Center ethical toolkit. So first one is risk sweeping tool. Here, the PII, the personal identifier information, has been collected and saved in a proper storage medium, and train the people well that how to use it. And the fourth one is to install the CCTV to stop the unauthorized access. The second one is ethical pre-mortems and post-mortems. So here, the pre-mortems is developing the app as per the requirement, and it should be having a standard user interface. Ensure that the app has been installed safely, and try to implement the app, use the app and monitor how the app performance, and collect the feedback and return to the concerned department. What is ethical postmortem? This one we are implementing if any data threats or data breach has been happened. So here, what we will do is, first we will find out what is the failure happened, and what are the other parts has been affected, what are the blind spots of the system, and take immediate actions to avoid the failure. And once they have find out the solution, implement the solution and keep monitoring that what is the next thing. The other tool, the third tool which we are using is expanding ethical circle. In my personal opinion, this is one of the most important tool which we can implement in an organization. Here, first we are understanding the current system drawbacks and everything via a survey. Collect this data, give to the app developing team. They will prepare a new app, or they will create a new app, give back to the hospital domain people. They will start using this particular app or a particular device to get the end result. Throughout testing required, once implemented, just keep on using the system and find out what are all the negative feedbacks of the system, and any performance, review the performance thoroughly, and perform the required amendments as per the suggestion by the doctors. Okay, let's go to the data governance recommendations by the PDPA data obligation team. So what are all the things we are looking at over here? Here we are mainly focusing on the collection of personal data. So how are we going to handle the collection of the personal data? What we're going to do that? We have three methods: data notification, provide consent form, purpose limitation. Once we collect the data from the patients, we have to notify that the particular website is legitimate. Second one, provide a consent form to them that for further action or further treatment, they will transfer this data to a specific team. Limit the purpose means cut the purposes. Data sharing, limit the data sharing to the unauthorized departments. Okay, so here, one more thing we are discussing is the data governance framework. So here, mainly we are discussing about data stakeholders, governance officer, and stewards. These are the three major people required in people and organizational bodies. And also, in data governance framework, we are following up rules and rules of engagement, where the major missions and goals of the company is required. Find out the matrices, look for the funding, and accountability should be very important. Take the right decision on time and implement the control method for any of the failures happening or something like that. Apart from that, we have so many other methods, just like install a suitable AV in the organization, secure data backup and restoration of data, creating proper policies and procedures in the organization, and implement the email security, the strong firewall, strict access control, perform the external auditing and the security insurance. All these methods we can implement to a healthcare domain or any other MNCs. So in conclusion, what we can say that applying essential principles will always helps to protect the data, uh, protect the data in an organization. So ultimately, we can say that cybersecurity providing a work-life balance always. So that's all about my presentation. Thank you. Actually, 10 20 minutes.